Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hi, it's Coach Rob from Kids Academy, and today we will begin Chapter 5, Lesson 1, Opening Principles. And really, there are three phases of a chess game: the opening, the middle game, and the end game. The end game is when there are fewer pieces on the board and you either try to get a checkmate or maybe promote a pawn to a queen. The middle game is where you do a lot of your attacking and defending. And the opening, which we'll focus on today, is how to begin the chess game. It's the beginning. And we're going to focus on three guidelines or three principles today that we should be thinking about, that we should keep in mind whenever we sit down and begin a game of chess. The three things we should be thinking about are controlling the center, developing our pieces as quickly as possible, and protecting our king using that move we learned earlier called castling. So looking at the chessboard here, there are really four squares in particular that are right in the middle of the chessboard. They are d4, d5, e4, and e5. This is the center. And you're probably asking yourself, why is the center so important? Well, to use an analogy like soccer or lacrosse, there's a position called a midfielder. And a midfielder can attack, can defend. They can do a lot of different jobs. They can be very useful. And if they're in the center, they can do these things quite easily. They have access to the most number of squares, they control the most space, and they can easily go to any part of the board that they need to go. So step one to be thinking about, control the center. Either occupy the center with your pieces or have your pieces and pawns aiming at the center. The second principle to be thinking about is developing your pieces as quickly as possible. And the quickest way to develop your pieces is to spend one turn on each piece. Sometimes in scholastic chess or beginner chess, I see a player move a knight, and they'll move this same piece 3, 4, 5 times in a row. This is not very effective, and one piece by itself, not even the queen, can fight against an entire army. So get your pieces out quickly. Bring out a knight. On your next move, bring out the other knight. Move a pawn. Develop a bishop. Get your pieces out as quickly as possible. And finally, we want to protect our king. The king is not very safe on its starting square. By castling, we help usher the king to the corner where it can rest behind these wall of pawns, these three pawns, to act as a shield and keep the king safe. To use another analogy, I like to think of the king as a pot of gold. And if I gave you a pot of gold and asked you to keep this pot of gold safe from 15 players that were trying to take this gold away from you, would you put the gold in the middle of a room or in the corner? Well, you wouldn't want to put it in the middle of the room because from there, it could be attacked and taken from you from many different directions. But if you put it in the corner, it's much easier to defend and it's harder to get to. Same thing with the king. We want to pretend the king is our pot of gold and we want to put him in the corner where he's safe. So those are the three things. Control the center, develop your pieces quickly, and protect your king by castling. So let's pretend we're sitting down to a chess game and we have the white pieces. Do you have a favorite first move? And if you don't have a favorite first move, can you think of a move that controls the center or develops a piece or helps prepare your king to castle? Let's see. The most popular first move in chess is pawn to e4. Right away, we're attacking a center square. We're attacking d5. We're controlling f5, which is very close to the center. We've unlocked our bishop, so our bishop is prepared to develop. If the bishop comes out, we are one step closer to castling. e4 is the most popular move. And in fact, Bobby Fischer, the only American to become the official world champion, said e4 is the best by test. Many grandmasters start their games with d4. This gives white a little bit more central control. The queen is aiming at d4, the pawn is aiming at e5, and also at c5. So right away we're controlling two squares in the center and one square very close to the center. This unlocks the queen, it unlocks the bishop. It's a very good way to start. A knight move is also a good way to start, especially knight f3. It develops a piece, it aims at the center. White is one step closer to castling kingside. Some of the top players in the world start their games with knight f3. And generally speaking, the knight's favorite squares are f3, c3, c6, and f6. That way the knights are influencing the center, aiming at the center right away from their very first move. Moves like knight h3 or knight a6 aren't as active. They don't control the center, and in fact, a knight on the edge, this knight is only aiming at 4 squares. But if it went to its favorite square, f3, it's actually aiming at 8, twice as many. So another reason why our pieces like being towards the center, they attack more squares, they are more active. When I was a boy, I didn't have a chess teacher. There wasn't a chess club in my town. And I started a lot of my games playing pawn h4, rook h3, and I would bring my rook over and try to attack with this. And you know what happened? I lost a lot of games. I lost even more rooks. Can you pause the video and think about why this is not a good way to start a chess game? Well, there are many reasons why this is not a good way to start. First of all, pawn to h4 does not control the center. And also, I spent 1, 2, 3 moves to develop one piece. That is not very efficient. I could have a pawn in the center and both knights out in the same amount of turns. Also, if my rook comes here, this pawn is blocked. And if this pawn is blocked, this bishop can't come out easily. My pieces are getting jammed up. And finally, if I move this rook, number 1, I can't castle. But a lot of times my opponent would play d5. I would continue my plan, rook h3, and then they would capture my 5-point rook with their bishop. And already I'm behind in the game. So my suggestion to you, when you sit down to a chessboard with white, move the king pawn or the queen pawn 2 spaces, and then focus on bringing your knights to the favorite squares, get out your bishops, and castle. Save the queen for later in the game. Don't bring her out right away. And if you're black, I would suggest just copying white's first move. So if they play e4, play e5. If they play d4, you can play d5. Don't copy their moves for too long, but copying the first move is totally fine. And in fact, this is the most common way to meet these openings. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.